In Arizona, lawmakers voted today to overturn the 1864 law that bans nearly all abortions. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments on whether a near-total abortion ban in Idaho violates federal law. Laura Jarrett is at the Supreme Court. Laura, where do things go next in Arizona?
Well, Lester, the repeal of that 1864 law now appears on track to pass the Senate as well. And then it would go to the governor for her signature, which means as soon as next week, Lester, this law could be officially off the table. But today, all eyes on Idaho, a different state ban facing growing scrutiny.
Baby losses is so common. It happens to so many families, and we're just one of them.
When Jennifer Adkins learned she was pregnant and due on Halloween, she and her husband playfully nicknamed the baby Spooky. But when she went to a routine doctor's appointment at 12 weeks, her doctor said the baby likely had Turner syndrome, a rare chromosomal condition often fatal and likely to put Jennifer's own health in jeopardy.
They said, "We're surprised that you're still pregnant. Given the severity of what we're seeing on the ultrasound, most people would have miscarried by now." I was just in total shock.
When she asked about her options,
they said, "Well, because we're in Idaho, there really aren't any for you. Because your baby has a heartbeat, we can't terminate the pregnancy."
The scope of Idaho's near-total abortion ban in front of the U.S. Supreme Court today. The ban went into effect after the court overturned Roe v. Wade. The state now allows abortions only when a mother's life is at risk, not her health. Doctors say that puts them in a dangerous bind.
It makes no sense that we're just going to wait until you're on death's door.
Are you worried someone's going to die? That's what I worry about the most. That's what keeps me up at night.
In court today, the Biden administration argued Idaho's law directly conflicts with a federal law that requires hospitals to provide patients in an emergency whatever treatment necessary to stabilize them. The liberal justices appearing concerned.
Her life is not in peril, but she's going to lose her reproductive organs. And yet Idaho says, sorry, no abortion here. And the result is that these patients are now helicoptered out of state.
But Idaho's Republican Attorney General says the federal government shouldn't get to dictate state laws on abortion.
The U.S. Supreme Court needs to make it clear that when they decided on Dobbs that they meant it, that it's up to the states to decide whether they can have life-affirming legislation or not.
Having been warned her health could be at risk, Jennifer and her husband John drove 6 hours to Oregon for an abortion.
We were angry that not only did we have to go through the trauma and grief of losing a very wanted baby, but then we had to have this emotional trauma of traveling to get the procedure.
Jennifer sued the state in a different lawsuit, asking a judge to clarify the abortion ban's medical exemption. And now she's pregnant again.
It's scary. And it continues to get scarier, just knowing what the state of maternal care is in our state right now. It's like walking on eggshells.
And Laura, it's another big day at the court tomorrow.
Yes, Lester, the justices are expected to take up this key question about whether the former president is immune from prosecution in the case where he's been accused of trying to overturn the last election. They will hear that case when they take the bench at 10 a.m. Lester?
Laura Jarrett, thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.